Hello Taurus, and welcome to your love reading for November 2019. So if you are a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, this reading is for you. And if you happen to be on the cusp, let's say you're a Aries Taurus, or maybe you're a Taurus/Gemini, you may want to watch my Aries video and my Gemini video when I get Gemini's video out, just in case they both resonate with you as well, okay? Because I tend to see that if you're on the cusp of another sign, that other sign can also possibly resonate with you as well, okay? In general, though, these readings are for the general public, so they will not resonate with everyone who's watching. So if you would like your own personal reading from me, all my links are down below in the description box, and you can order a reading from me, okay? And so after shuffling and concentrating on you, I drew the Retreat card, the Eight of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the Two of Cups, the Seer, the Crossroads, and the Anchor. Yes, I'm using 4 different decks, okay? So as always, I'm going to start with my Angel Romance cards, and we have the card Retreat, and as you can see at the bottom, it says it's time to disconnect from the world, okay? This shows me different, I see this card as not just needing to retreat, but there is a need to gather your thoughts, okay, Taurus? And I also see this card as being confused or conflicted by other people. Maybe there's other people interfering in the relationship. Spending time apart is possibly causing the heart to grow fonder. Although this is not an actual separation card, depending on the other cards surrounding this, I sometimes will see this as someone, maybe you or this other person had taken time to separate for a while, whether mentally or physically. So maybe you need alone time to spend with this person, whether it's time to take a vacation or find time, find quiet time to talk to this person, okay? So that's what I see with that card. Also to spend time, maybe to hear your own opinions and feelings, like really look inward and without interference from others or others' opinions, to gather your own thoughts about how you feel about someone or whoever you're wondering about, okay? So let's take a look at the tarot cards. Pretty obvious of what I'm seeing here, but let me talk about each card. So the Eight of Cups is a card of abandonment. Someone that walks away, leaving something behind. This could be leaving someone behind. This card often shows up when someone ups and leaves a situation or person. I guess it's the same thing. Also water energy, it's a cup suit card. The Seven of Swords is air energy. Okay, it's a card of theft, attempting something. Usually this is the #1 card for lying or hiding something. Sometimes it means deception, sometimes breaking agreements, mental test. Okay, and the Knight of Wands is fire energy. All right, a very adventurous type of person, risk-taking, passion, sometimes travel or relocation. Sometimes this Knight is also known as the player card. Maybe some of you are dealing with a player, or maybe you are the player. Okay, but that's not always what it means. That's just one of the meanings here. Okay, the Two of Cups is about equality, love, unions, partnerships, and couples. Okay, so the Two of Cups is very good, and I'm very happy to see the Two of Cups at the very end of this spread. Sorry about that if you can hear my cat. He likes to walk around the house and cry when he's not getting attention, but he does get a lot of attention. But if you hear him, he's just a big whiner. He's a baby. He's okay. He just likes to, Mama's not giving him attention right now, so he's gonna wander around the house and cry like a big baby. Yes, he is, okay. Okay, back to this. So one of the messages I'm seeing, just because I'm gonna start with this and then I'll go to this and this, okay? So one of the messages I get pretty obviously is either you or someone else walked away from a relationship. Or maybe this hasn't happened yet. Maybe some of you try, or someone leaves you or suddenly stops talking to you, okay? Or maybe this had already happened, but the Seven of Swords is next to the Eight of Cups. So I feel that either you or this other person is hiding something, okay? Well, whenever I see the Eight of Cups, leaving a situation, walking away from someone, all right, and doing it under the pretense that it was something that was secretive, okay? So it looks like either this just happened or this will happen, where you or this other person is trying to avoid something or someone, even if you don't really want to, okay? And I guess you could say leaving or walking away from a secret of some sort. And sometimes the Seven of Swords, I see this as overcoming mental challenges. And with it being next to the Eight of Cups, this can also mean using the mind to overcome challenges of an emotional nature that really requires someone to let go or move on, okay? So someone here may be trying to think themselves out of a situation, like trying to talk themselves out of, I don't need this person. I'm perfectly happy where I am, you know? But this does require emotional intelligence, okay? So it's possible someone doesn't physically leave, but perhaps maybe they leave emotionally. I guess, in other words, someone kind of checks out. So if someone doesn't actually leave a relationship or somebody, maybe this person or you rejects someone at first. But then we have the Knight of Wands here and the Two of Cups following. Very interesting. So either you were or will be apart from someone this month, and then they or you comes back around and things begin all over again. And well, one of the meanings I'm definitely seeing here is that this could be an off and on again relationship, or maybe an off and on again affair, because we do have this card. So something secretive, right? It's not always affairs though, that's just a meaning for some of you. Okay, but whatever someone is avoiding, whether it's emotional or physical, they can't hold back anymore because they come right back around. All right, and I'm going to answer this for any of you out there that's wondering if an ex might come back. Most likely, yes. Okay, or if someone might break up with you this month, I do see them trying to come back, and you know, okay, I'm just going to throw that in right away. Okay. So again, this is like an off and on again type of relationship for some of you. So, and like I said, for those of you waiting on an ex or someone, or maybe this is not an ex, but maybe someone you start talking to, or maybe somebody that you had met and you decide to secretly or lie about why you can't talk to them or you can't see them anymore, or maybe you're just secretly trying not to, without really telling them. Maybe someone dissed you guys, like didn't even say why. They just stopped talking to you or stopped seeing you and hasn't told you anything why, right? But I don't see you or this other person rejecting whoever it is that comes back. Not with the Two of Cups being here. It's like, sure, let's just start right back where we started, right? That's what I see happening for most of you. Not all. Again, this won't resonate with everyone, okay? Now, sometimes the Knight of Wands is someone acting very quickly, right? It's not necessarily like the Eight of Wands, where I don't have the Eight of Wands here today, but a lot of times the Eight of Wands, you know, that one, I don't feel like digging out my deck right now, but the Eight of Wands is that the card with all the rods kind of moving that way. So sometimes I do see the Knight of Wands as a little bit like the Eight of Wands. It's not the same meanings, but when it comes to things happening pretty quickly, I tend to view this card the same way sometimes, okay? So in terms of the Knight of Wands acting quickly, or maybe things start to develop very quickly, like they come back sooner than you expected, right? So some of you might have felt like you would never hear from this person again or never see this person again, and all of a sudden during this month they come back. It's like a short breakup or a short separation. There wasn't that much time apart, or there wasn't that much time between this communication, I guess. And with the Two of Cups coming after, all of these, this can definitely represent a union. But this romantic union, like I said, could happen rather quickly. So either you or the person that you are dealing with hurry to get back on track, maybe, or like I said, finish where you left off. Let's see what else I get here. Another message I do get here is someone leaves a relationship to be with you, or vice versa. Maybe you leave a relationship that you are in to be with this other person. Or this could be secretly getting time away to meet up with this person. Or someone might, like I said, have left or abandoned someone who they were secretly seeing or talking to, shown by the Seven of Swords, only to come back to rekindle where you guys had left off. But when I mentioned someone might leave a relationship for someone else, I feel like either they really do, but if they do, this is coming back to someone, because we already have that someone had already left, whether it's emotionally or physically. Again, if you're in a long distance relationship, maybe this is about communication, and then they come back to talk to you again, right? Whoever's left, it's like they come back, okay? Unless somebody ends up leaving you to be with this other person. But again, I'm seeing this more of I left, or I am leaving, and then I'm coming back, like, hey. And don't be so quick to take this person back though, right? Make them work for you. Make them earn you, right? It's all about earning you. Don't be too easy now. There's some exceptions, so I'm only the messenger, but that's just my advice. Make them earn you back, right? Okay. Don't make someone a priority when they only make you an option. I know many of you have heard that before. I will repeat. Do not make someone a priority when they only make you an option. Anyway, so regardless of what's going on, I'm seeing after a period of no contact pretty much, or time away from this person, someone returns back again. And this could be you doing this or the other person. So whoever left who, or whoever quit talking to who, it looks like they definitely are returning, shown by the Knight and Two of Cups. And maybe for those of you in a marriage or commitment, maybe this is something about making up after a breakup or separation. Okay, or somebody stops having an affair with someone if there is a third party involved. The reason I bring up that is because a lot of times the Seven of Swords, again, is about secrets, being sneaky about something, or hiding some facts, hiding truth. It's not always though. Again, we don't have like the Three of Swords, for example, but a lot of times when it comes to love readings, this is pretty much a card of somebody not being faithful completely in some way, somehow, okay? But again, it may not be a third party. Maybe somebody is afraid of their feelings. They couldn't handle how they felt, so they decided to just walk away, but then they decide they want to come back. Now, another meaning could be that someone thought they could be okay without you. Yet the separation or no contact made one of you realize how much the other person missed you and wants you back, okay? And it's interesting, see, we have the card retreat. So there's that, even though it's not exactly this type of meaning here or message here, but it still has the same type of context, you know, retreat, time away. There was time away, making the heart grow fonder, right? Oh, I thought I could really avoid you and be okay, but I realized I can't be without you, right? Not that this card is really a desperate card. We don't have like any of the guilty cards like the Five of Cups, but we do have someone that tried to maybe test what they can do by walking away from this relationship. Again, for very few of you, this could be just leaving you to be with someone else completely, or you, or, you know, etc. Okay, vice versa, I mean. Another thing I see here is this could be about an actual move. someone finding a way to travel or see you. And they want to surprise you, okay? So let's go ahead and forget about the other meanings. So this could be a totally different situation where someone is secretly planning to give up a dream. Like maybe this person's career was so important to them, or their business, and they decide to put it all off and just to be with you instead, because maybe this career or new business would require them to travel or be away from you. Or maybe you're going through this, and whoever it is decides, I want to be with this person. I'm going to give all of this up, even though it's something I did want to make this relationship happen. Okay, so that could be something else that's going on here. Or like I said, secretly finding a way to travel or see someone, right? And I'm guessing this is for those of you that are going through a long distance relationship, or maybe someone that you're interested in is farther away. So whether it's you or the other person, okay? Or they're just, maybe it's not a secret way, but regardless, someone's planning something. Maybe they just haven't told you yet that they're secretly planning to either move near you or come to go visit you, or you visit them, etc. Okay? Whoever it is, okay? Now for others of you, maybe you are trying to avoid, kind of like what I was saying earlier, true love. Like there's feelings, but you're not sure how to act on them. So instead of acting on them, you just decide to walk away, right? Or someone may be afraid to go after what they really want, okay? They know they want to, but they're afraid to act on it. So they avoid it completely, only to realize, okay, I want to do this after all right? Maybe this is some sort of, like I said, running away from your true feelings or fear of rejection. But in the end, once again, we have the Two of Cups that shows a union or partnership. And maybe some of you might be deciding to go single for a while, then landing quickly to the next person, right? Like, I'm just gonna walk away from commitment, but I'm gonna go ahead and be a player and just enjoy love and romance wherever I find myself landing. Not really a typical Taurus trait, but some Tauruses, I guess if you have a lot of fire sign in your chart, or you have a lot of maybe Gemini or like air sign, usually it's going to be more of fire or air. That's more mutable, adaptable signs, because, you know, earth and water were kind of a little bit cautious when it comes to, not that fire signs and air signs are irresponsible or anything, but they're more of the easygoing signs. They're not fixed. They're not a worry warts as much as the water and earth signs are. All right. But yeah, some of you might be dealing with a player, right? Or secretly talking to more than one person, you know. Let's take a look at the Seer card. All right. So she showed up here today. Made her special appearance. Now it says at the bottom, follow your own follow your intuition. All right, a very intuitive card. She reminds me of the High Priestess. Think of the High Priestess as being, she is sort of just like the High Priestess. This is not the same meaning. This is from a different deck, but she is kind of exactly like what the High Priestess would represent of the tarot. Okay, very follow your intuition, follow your true feelings, right? She is basically a reminder to trust your instincts and gut feeling. She's all about following your, like I said, your true destiny. And maybe some of you are escaping or running away from yours, right? Uh-oh, very hard to do, huh? The Seer is also, a lot of times her advice is that things might be difficult to understand or follow at this time, but the path of destiny is very clear and is often clouded by a variety of distractions. So some of you need to pay attention to what you're really feeling here, okay? Maybe some of you are having a hard time moving towards another relationship because you're too stuck on what could be with another relationship, right? And she's asking you to really pay attention to how you feel, not what you think or how you think you should feel, not what other, you know, not stuff that you read and other people, other friends. How do you feel? How do you feel, Taurus, right? It's all about you, right? So, and again, we have the retreat card, right? Which urges you to seek quiet time to gather your thoughts and true feelings. That's very interesting that you have these two as well together, okay? So I'm going to take a look at my Lenormand cards here, okay? So in the Lenormand deck, we have the Crossroads and we have the Anchor card, all right? And the Crossroads represents a fork in the road, decisions, indecision, freedom, alternative paths. Card 22 right there, all right? And the Anchor represents a goal that is reached. Sometimes it means feeling stuck or tied down. A lot of times the Anchor is about security and safety, but together as a pair, they represent that everything revolves around a decision or revolves around a choice, right? And the reason I say that is because obviously you have another road to go down to, okay? So there's a lot of decision making here, all right? But, and they're not negative, but when you have them together, anytime you have the Crossroads next to any other card, it always has to do with a decision or stuck on an alternate path. So I really want to say some of you are dealing with more than one person. And I'm not surprised because of this card. But again, not all of you are, but it's pretty obvious for a lot of you, most of you anyway, okay? Yeah, so the Crossroads and the Anchor card, all right? They can also mean as a pair, these two right here, circling around the same issue. So it's like this may not be a one-time situation. It's like this kind of situation might have been going on for the past year or so, or maybe the past few months or so, because obviously it could, another meaning, like I said, is something coming around again. The same crossroad or decision is being presented. And it's almost like maybe you guys, like I said, can't handle this because it keeps kind of getting in your face. It's like your own intuition is telling you who you should be with, but you're kind of avoiding the issue and trying to run away from your feelings, right? And yes, Taurus, you are very good about hiding your feelings, aren't you? All right. What else? Another meaning with these two cards is a lot of times it's about the freedom to leave or change things or hesitation. So you really do have more options than you believe you have. So again, I feel like for most of you or a lot of you, there's definitely more than one person here. Maybe some of you are fighting temptation. You know, for others, it can be that you keep struggling to decide whether to stay in a current relationship or marriage, or maybe you keep you keep trying to decide whether you should stick around with this other third-party person or situation. You know, maybe it's not the one you're currently with, but the mistress or the other man or whatever, whoever it is, right? You're like wondering if you should keep talking to them or seeing them, but again, I feel like you will come back to them. But this can also mean avoiding a necessary decision. So it's like you hold back because it's more comfortable for you not to do anything versus doing something about it. Yep. Perhaps you're not realizing that like I said, you're not realizing how many more options you have, more options than you realize. Maybe you're just scared, I guess. Or maybe, like I said, you stay in this relationship because of security. But again, the Anchor card is feeling stuck sometimes, feeling tied down. So I feel like you have a lot of things to decide on, a lot of things to think about, and you really need to follow your intuition here. But again, none of this really surprises me because you are a fixed sign and very stubborn at that. But anyhow, that's what I have for you today, Taurus, for the month of November. I hope that helped you with some insight. Very sorry if it didn't. Again, there's other readers out there. As always, again, if you would like your own personal reading from me, all my links are down below in the description box. And as always, thank you for subscribing and liking my videos. And I will see you guys on my next video. Have a wonderful November.